Okay, imagine having your home taken away from you and you didn't know why. On top of that, you can't find any food because it's all run out. And what's worse is there's a storm like none other you've ever seen before, and none of this is your fault. This is what many animals face today because of the environment that we have formed for them. The environment is experiencing a crisis due to human activity, and only we can reverse it. However, many choose to not believe we've done anything wrong. So my interest in the environment stemmed from my freshman year taking environmental science, where we learned about the importance of the environment. And since then, I have researched about it and continually kept on with the issues of it. So I will explain why and how you should be more environmentally conscious by revealing the dangers that we face now and what we'll face in the future, while also explaining the dangers that the environment faces. So to begin, I'll explain the dangers that the environment faces due to humans. Many question whether the environment is actually in danger, so I will prove this by the vital signs the Earth is giving us. So global surface temperatures continue to rise and are significantly higher than just 20 years ago. As stated by NASA, 18 of the 19 warmest years all have occurred since 2001, with the exception of 1998. So the year 2016 ranks as warmest on record. So I have this graph to illustrate the increase in average rate of warming temperatures. So in relation to 1950 to 1981, the average is above 0.8 degrees Celsius, and on the graph you can actually see it's a little bit below 1 degree Celsius. So you can pass it around and look at it. And so as a result of climate change, the Arctic sea ice is also decreasing at a rate of 12.85 degrees per decade, as stated by NASA, related to 1981 and 2010 average. So that evidence describes the ice minimum decreasing, which in turn increases sea levels, which are up by 95 millimeters. So all of this is a direct cause due to humans letting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So carbon dioxide has reached 412 ppm. Before 1950, it had never reached over 300. So this sudden increase of 112 is a direct result of fossil fuels let into the atmosphere due to human activity of the manufacturing world. So other evidence to point towards the environment's dying are the dying ecosystems. So coral reefs are one of the major ecosystems that are affected by human activity. It is estimated at least 27% of all coral reefs are dying due to climate change, specifically coral bleaching. So coral bleaching happens when the coral has to expel algae due to warming ocean temperatures around it. So because they have a symbiotic relationship, the coral can no longer survive and it turns white and eventually dies out. So stated by the Office of Coastal Management, higher sea surface temperatures are directly correlated with widespread coral bleaching. Mass bleaching covering hundreds of kilometers or more is driven by prolonged warmer ocean temperatures. In 2016, heat stress encompassed 51% of coral reefs globally and was extremely severe. The first mass bleaching was 85% of the northern and far northern Great Barrier Reef, killed 29% of the reef's shallow water reefs. So another major ecosystem affected by humans is the Amazon rainforest. And though it's only one very concentrated ecosystem, it holds the most biodiversity on the entire planet. So it's very important for humans to take care of this area. So the rising temperatures only aided in the forest fires that you probably saw over the summer on the news. So that is backed up by the Conservation International website by stating, studies in the Amazon River Basin predict that a rise in temperature corresponds with a 10 to 20% reduction in rainfall. As temperatures rise, so do forest fires. Tropical rainforests typically get over 100 inches of rain each year, but each year this number decreases, creating a chain effect of consequences. So if climate change plus the dying ecosystems aren't enough for us humans to process, you also have to account for the diminishing number of species due to human activity. So the Earth has lost a tremendous number of species in a short time span. And even though it's natural for species to go extinct, the average rate is well above what it's supposed to be, and that's why we should be worried. So this crisis is known as the sixth mass extinction. And in the past, all the extinctions were due to natural causes and were very gradual and over time. However, this one is mainly due to humans. So according to the World Wildlife Fund, the rapid loss of species we are seeing today is estimated to be between 1,000 and 10,000 times higher than the natural extinction rate. These experts calculate that between 0.01% and 0.1% of all species will become extinct each year. So I know that those rates don't seem like a lot, but when you take in the estimate of 2 million species to 10 million species, and you take just the lower estimate, which is 2 million, that means we're losing 200 to 2,000 species each year, and it's not over natural causes and it's not fragile, it's mainly due to humans. So now that I have proven the environment is in fact in danger, I can further explain why we should worry about this issue. So the environment's worsening condition will only affect us in the future, and just because we aren't feeling it now doesn't mean that it won't get even worse. So since we live on the earth, we do depend on the environment to survive. However, if we keep harming it, we're not going to have an environment the same as we see today. So earlier this year, the IPCC report came out with a warning to make drastic changes in order to keep climate change under control. To summarize the report, it mainly states that it warns to keep global warming under 1.5 degrees Celsius by the year 2030. So to do this, we have to cut emissions by 45%, and that's mainly under the carbon dioxide. And we're going to do that by cutting the manufacturing world in several countries around the world, not just the US. So if we do that, we can keep a manageable grip on the environment. However, even at that cutoff, we'll still face extreme temperatures, frequent droughts, less water availability, and increased species extinction rates. So also found on NASA's website, it states, at 1.5 degrees Celsius warming, the report projects that climate-related risks to human health, livelihoods, food security, human security, water supply, and economic growth will all increase in risk even more at 2 degrees Celsius warming. So now that you may be worried over what I said, I can explain how we can try and fix this problem. So in order to reverse the mess that we have made, I will try to explain how we can be more environmentally conscious, and which is the only way that we'll try to fix the issue that we have made over the past years. So simple ways to do this is by taking legal actions by trying to vote for representatives who will put the environment first. You can also sign a petition for an environmental cause or even support activists just to gain attention to the cause. You can also live more environmentally friendly by choosing products that are biodegradable and reusable. And finally, recycling is the easiest way to do this because it will also cut emissions, which is the goal of 45% by 2030. So the main argument against being eco-friendly is because of the cost. However, many don't see it as that and can actually save money by being eco-friendly. So consumers can save money on their bills by conserving energy and water, and can also go thrift shopping, which is better for the environment and it's actually cheaper. Businesses can profit because consumers prefer to buy eco-friendly products, so your sales would actually be boosted, and you can go paperless, which would save money, recycle, and conserve energy. For example, The Guardian states, DuPont was saving $2.2 billion a year through energy efficiency from the 10 years prior to 2010. So in summation, helping the environment isn't that hard and it's not expensive, so why wouldn't you give it a try? So as I explained, the environment is in a crisis and only we can help reverse it by being more environmentally conscious. So I hope my speech has encouraged you to make better decisions for the environment. Thank you.